From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Monday, October 17th, 2016. Silver is trading at $17.42 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,253 per ounce. And according to BitcoinAverage.com, the average price of Bitcoin is $642. Antiwar.com reports Western nations have long stayed out of the public decision-making process in the Saudi war in Yemen, but seem to be looking to get at least somewhat involved, with U.S. and British officials on Sunday issuing a joint call for an immediate unconditional ceasefire in Yemen. Previous ceasefire efforts brokered through backdoor channels have rarely amounted to much, with the Saudis usually continuing the airstrikes throughout and then escalating further when the ceasefire collapses. The UN has at times expressed support for such ideas, but was rarely directly involved in brokering them. Unconditional would be a huge change in ceasefires, as the previous UN-sanctioned ceasefires always came with vague expressions of support for previous UN Security Council resolutions from before the war, which demanded the Houthis withdraw from major cities. The Saudis have long used those resolutions to precondition any major talks on the Houthis agreeing to withdraw from all the cities they control and to disarm and return the Saudi-backed former president to power, since he was still in power back when the resolutions were written. This has meant what few talks have taken place have not gone anywhere, with pro-Saudi factions rarely even willing to be in the same room as the Houthis and third parties communicating messages back and forth. It's unlikely the U.S. and Britain-backed ceasefire would lead to immediate progress in the talks themselves, but an unconditional ceasefire would certainly get them off on a starkly different footing than previous discussions. Are you an advocate for free market money? Do you promote Bitcoin as an alternative in a fiat-centric world? Then you need Spendabit in your arsenal, the search engine for things you can buy with Bitcoin. Spendabit aggregates millions of products from thousands of Bitcoin-enabled merchants. Keep your money in the free economy. Visit spendabit.co today. UPI reports hunger is a surprisingly common problem among U.S. college students, according to a new report. Researchers surveyed nearly 3,800 students at 8 community colleges and 26 four-year colleges in 12 states. The study revealed that nearly half of the students were food insecure and almost 1/4 were hungry. Hunger rates were 25% among community college students and 20% among those at four-year colleges, according to the research. Food insecurity was defined by researchers as the lack of reliable access to sufficient amounts of affordable, nutritious food. Very low levels of food security qualified students as hungry. The report was prepared by a number of campus-based groups, including the University of Connecticut's Public Interest Research Group, the College and University Food Bank Alliance, and the National Student Campaign Against Hunger and Homelessness. The study found food insecurity was a problem even for students who had jobs, were enrolled in a campus meal plan, or received some form of financial aid. Matt Talley from the University of Connecticut Public Interest Research Group said in a news release from the group, "This problem threatens thousands of students who want to focus on academics, but instead are left worrying about where they are going to get their next meal." For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports North Carolina emergency officials have estimated that the destructive and deadly Hurricane Matthew caused $1.5 billion worth of damage to more than 100,000 homes, businesses, and government buildings in the state. The state's Department of Public Safety said in a news release on Saturday that county and state officials were still surveying the damage left behind by the storm. The department also said more than 33,000 applications for individual assistance to FEMA have been filed and $12.4 million have been approved. The death toll from Hurricane Matthew stands at 26 in North Carolina, with 2 more bodies recovered on Saturday as some of the floodwaters receded. More than 30 deaths in the United States have been blamed on Matthew, which dumped more than a foot of water on inland North Carolina last week. Before hitting the southeastern U.S. coast, the fierce storm killed about 1,000 people in Haiti. On Sunday, North Carolina's Public Safety Department forecasted that all rivers will be below flood levels by October 24th, though there was still major flooding in several areas. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.